But if you're walking along and then suddenly you just start to feel happier, and then you're feeling pretty happy, and you stop and you look around and you go, you know what? It really is a beautiful day today.
It makes me sad when names I get used to seeing just vanish. No closure, just gone.
Well, howdy, Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Yes, indeed. I just wanted to say real quick to start this all off. Indeed, when I said yesterday that I find it funny when, like a young girl trapped in a cage is being thrown the skinned body of her mother to eat, I don't find that part of it funny. That's horrific and nightmarish. What I find funny is the dichotomy between the person who kidnapped these two saying, I don't torture people, and then throwing the still living skinned body of the young girl's mother to her to eat so she doesn't starve. That's what I find funny, the dichotomy between the two statements. And of course, front-loading of videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like if you like what you hear and see, and if you could subscribe to the channel as well, that would be cool. If you could toss me a comment, that would be very, very cool. And I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These literally beautiful and literally awesome people, all who help to keep me alive. Hokey smokes. With the cost of living going up and my rent going up and food and all this, without these beautiful and wonderful people, I and my pets would be hosed like Christmas monkeys. If you would like to help me out and keep my pets alive as well and become a patron, there are links in the video description. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, there's also a PayPal. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, there's an Amazon wishlist link with things like cat food on it, so thumbs up. So yes, indeed, I just wanted to stress that even though I find I use human death as punchlines a lot, it's not the actual human death that is what's funny. It is the dichotomy of the situation, where if somebody dies as a punchline, and it's a prosaic and banal situation, it's usually there to show the difference between, hey, everything looks happy and friendly, but this guy just got murdered with an axe. It's just the dichotomy that I find funny, not the actual people dying. That part's not funny. People dying is tragic and awful and horrible. I mean, it took me years before I could start making jokes about the death of my wife. I mean, she died in 2014. I don't make a lot of jokes, and it's not much, and they're not strong. I mean, I've said this one before, but I'll say it again. My wife died first, and then my mother-in-law, my mother, my father, my father-in-law. Excuse me. So of the six people involved, including me, in my marriage, I'm the only one left of the original batch, so that's winner chicken dinner. So you gotta make jokes, or just you gotta laugh or you're gonna cry. So joking is actually a very positive response. Thumbs up for that. But yes, I just wanted to mention that, where if you see death as a punchline in any of my stories or what I'm talking about, it's generally the dichotomy between the situation or what's being said and then what actually is done, which of course is somebody get an axe through the side of their skull. So thumbs up on that. Not always. It's not always an axe through the skull. Sometimes, it's like someone getting, railroad spikes hammered into their chest that kills them. That can be funny too. Again, it's not the fact that the guy is being murdered by having railroad spikes driven into his chest. No, it's the dichotomy between the situation and the horrific murder. Thumbs up for that. Now let's see what else I have on my list, because yes, yesterday, this one, I have memory issues. I went to the VA yesterday, very early, so I did my vlogging yesterday and then was very nervous and anxious about things until my ride showed up. And then I got a ride to my appointment. And the appointment, I had apparently misunderstood exactly what the point was. I thought I had been told to come in and we'll talk about these things. They had no idea why I was showing up, so I had to talk about various other stuff. Found out more about the whole heart situation. While it is conceivably bad, I do not believe this is the Ritalin, because he was talking about how there's a sinus node thing which causes bradycardia. Bradycardia is a slowing heart rate. My pulse is usually, it's gone up a bit. It's like 66 right now, my resting pulse, and that's low normal. I have had my pulse drop to 30 a couple times, and that's been fun. But normally I'm, where I am now. But I've been exercising. Before I started exercising, my pulse has been anywhere between 70 and 90, depending on my level of health. So the fact that my pulse is low, I started walking and my pulse just went phew and nosedived down the healthier I became. So we're still going to watch. I mean, it could be a true heart issue, or it could be just, I have a very reactive system, so who knows? We'll see. But past that, I was actually told, because they have had such a turnover at my assigned place of health. It's a place called American Lake in Washington State. And then they have the Veterans Administration Clinic there for people who are farther away from Seattle, where the main clinic is. I was told, because of the high turnover, I mean, the doctor I was seeing has over 1,000 patients they have to see. And an appointment isn't just see you, talk to you. It's see you, talk to you, and then twice as much time filling out paperwork after. So they are overworked, badly overworked. It is a stressed clinic. That we have way too many people, far too few doctors. And in fact, he just told me flat out, if you have an issue, go to the ER. Just go to the ER. If it's something that you don't have to immediately have any danger of death or such, give us a call, and then we'll tell you whether or not you should go to the ER or come in. We're probably going to tell you to go to the ER. Just go to the ER. So, yay, especially since I have to fill out the paperwork, which I still have to do for my last visit, for charity care, because I can't pay the thousands of dollars for every visit. So, that's fun. But I have also had my blood drawn. We're checking my kidney function, my liver function, and my cholesterol, probably a few other things. If there are any issues, they're going to give me a call. He makes a joke that if you hear my voice, that's bad news. Because if the tests are fine, he's not going to call, and I'll never really know unless I get something in the mail. If something's wrong, then they're going to call. So, we shall see. And then, of course, I got home, wanted to maybe record, but I started falling asleep. I did not sleep well that night. So I was really not exhausted, but I'm more tired than normal, and so I kept falling asleep, and I would stop breathing, and I had brain fog and such afterward. I just couldn't do it, and I felt bad, mostly because of routine and habit, but hopefully I'll be able to get back into it today. Hopefully, because today's supposed to be a scorcher. After the past few days of things being really nice weather-wise, it's going to get just about 90 right around 5 o'clock. Now, I'm not the only one that suffers when it gets hot. My computer has issues from heat. These past few days, my thermal margin, how hot my CPU and all that can get before it burns out, which it won't, the motherboard shuts off if it gets that bad. but its thermal margin, how much play it has been about 59 degrees Celsius. You know, it'll go anywhere from 40 to 59, and then if I'm doing a whole lot, it'll drop down to about 30. So it gets hot. During this last heat wave, it would drop down just under normal use to about 20 before it would max out. And then it was dropping while editing down to, rendering videos, down to about 6. Hokey smokes, because anymore and shutdown. Yay, I love heat. I don't love heat. I've been laughing a lot. I don't know why. Maybe the antidepressant Wellbutrin is actually starting to do some antidepressant effect as well as the ADHD effect. I don't get a lot of being able to focus a lot. I do get some. I get a lot of energy. First thing in the morning when I take it, I lose a lot of my time blindness and I have a lot of energy. So right now I've got a lot of energy. And then I was laughing before I started recording over the whole dichotomy of human death and all that being funny. So, and that was making me laugh. So hopefully it's the Wellbutrin doing something positive. I can go with that. So let me take a look over here. Oh yes, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, when I mentioned in my setting with the cryptid stuff, how normally you feel like dread and terror and just unease, the stronger your cryptid sense is still below it gets triggered to full vision. But when you are affected by this cryptid stuff, like if you're around a cryptid, you're going to have that go up. Or if you're around a place that is really cryptidized, you're going to have feelings of, like a haunted house, dread and horror and fear and all that ramp up. But not all cryptids are bad. I've been talking mostly about the negative cryptids because it's, once again, happy and friendly people who have no conflicts in their life don't make really fascinating stories. Conflict and problems make for compelling stories. And so I don't write about the cryptids who don't have issues and live happy and friendly lives. I'm writing about the negative cryptids who have become problems for others or have problems themselves that they all have to overcome. But there are cryptids out there that are positive, happy, and friendly. But how often would you think of happy and friendly thoughts as intrusive? If you're walking along and you suddenly feel fear and dread, you're going to wonder, what happened out here that I'm feeling this? What did I see? What did I hear? Why am I feeling this? What am I feeling? Is something bad happening? Is something bad going to happen? You're going to have that feeling of something is out there happening. But if you're walking along and then suddenly you just start to feel happier, and then you're feeling pretty happy, and you stop and you look around and you go, you know what? It really is a beautiful day today. It's a beautiful day. This place is beautiful. It really is a beautiful world. And you notice that you just feel happy. And you got a smile on your face. And so you walk along and you're feeling happy, because when you feel happy, do you think it's imposed upon you by a bad thing or good thing out there? Or is it, hey, I thought of something? Or, oh, what a memory. Again, thinking of something. It's generally thought of when you're happy as coming from inside. Even a reaction to something is you're having happiness well up from inside you, not imposed upon you. But if you come upon a positive cryptid and you have a strong enough cryptid sense before it becomes cryptid vision, you're going to feel that happiness. You're going to feel that pleasure. Your mileage will vary on how strong you feel it, depending on how, their mileage will vary on the strength of their cryptid effect. But who's going to think of this brief happiness that comes along and makes your day nice as coming from outside. So yeah, if you're walking along in this world and you start to feel happy and friendly, that's because you've wandered near a happy and friendly type of cryptid. And that's a good thing. They're not all vile and horrific, but it's just much more entertaining of a story when you kick your characters into the alligator pit and you see just who crawls out the other side and who makes the rest of the alligators fat. Conflict for the win. What else do I have on my list here? Actually, not a whole lot. So I'm just gonna talk about how I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to do it. Gotta laugh at myself. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count American Sign Language, oh boy, that hand is not working quick today. You've already seen how my brain works. Even on Wellbutrin, I am unfocused today. And Wellbutrin does help me focus. It helps me concentrate a bit. It helps me remember a bit. It helps me focus a bit. So that's good. But we have Jesse Koskinen. Oh, Hokey smokes about the heat and the rain and all that. But it's always good to see you in the comment section. Thank you very, very much. And hopefully things get better. JAYY, good to see you in the comments. And I hope my explanation at the beginning of this further explains why I find this stuff funny. Because it's not I'm not a psychopath or a sociopath. You know, it's the dichotomy, not the actual murder. We have Adrian, thumbs up and thank you. It is funny. Anything can be funny. People being like 100 people being zambonied to death can be hilarious under the right situations, told in the right way. Anything can be funny. It's awesome to be human sometimes. We have Elamar Lucas, thumbs up and thank you. There is Loco5, greatly appreciated, and it was very, very dark. I am still horrified at the fact that I even came up with that scenario. Holy smokes, that is just horrifying. And the horror files. Good to see you in the comments as well. Definitely a thumbs up. And then we have Ben B. Good to see you in the comments. Please never go. And then we have Spart Blatz. Thumbs up and thank you. Joshua, I'm looking at the last name and then stumbling over the first one. The first one's easy. Joshua. Last name, Grabian. Owski. I'm not even going to try because I know I will screw that one up badly. But thumbs up and thank you all 9 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Greatly appreciated. Anything more than 0 is awesome. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only for a short time and if only in text. But that is very cool. Thank you all. And of course, thank you so very much if you have watched this far. It is greatly appreciated. No one forces anyone to watch, and if you do, thumbs up and thank you. It being a weekend, can't get a whole lot done. I'm going to try and get that paperwork that I have to get done for the hospital, though. So hopefully, you are going to take it easy, unless you have something important that needs to get done. Give that a shot. But if you can't, survival mode is important. And of course, speaking of survival, with all the various pandemics that are going around, please just be smart. I actually got another vaccination. My arm is really sore. A shingles vaccination while I was at the VA. Get vaxxed. Please. Take precautions. Be smart. That's all you need to do. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.